Hey, what's up? So back with another manga haul, mostly manga, plus we've got an art book and a lone Garo issue here. So this was maybe like from a month ago, not too much here, just only 6 books, but very excited for all of them. So the first one that I want to go through will be this book here. So this is Daydream Hour by Ryoko Kui, and it's pretty much just the art book of Dungeon Meshi. So I've been a big fan of Dungeon Meshi for the past, I don't know, year or so, whenever the anime came out, because I had known about this series before, but since the announcement of the anime, I had kind of just wanted to wait for the anime first. Very excited for the second season, but essentially this book collects a lot of these sketches, the alternative costumes that these characters have, because there's also different races in the series as well. It's like a fantasy series, so very cool stuff. I do have like the adventures guide in English, the English edition as well in my collection, but very much obsessed with Dungeon Meshi. One of my favorites, longer running series, I would say, that I read from the past year or so. Yeah, this is a very beautiful book as well. Super bright colors. It's got a texture to it, and you've got the shiny lettering. So feel free to pick this up. I think this was also announced in English as well, because there are a couple of there's actually a lot of dialogue in this. This was announced in English by, I want to say, Yen Press. I will put a link in the description specifically to who. This is just from my memory, but yeah, 2010 to 2023, different drawings and illustrations related to Dungeon Meshi. So that was the first one. Love that one. Next one here is a new mangaka. Their name is Tomo Kobone. This one is a manga titled Kamisama Onegai, which means like please God. The cover's sick. You've got this very ominous figure here, and it's a short story collection that was, when I was reading up on it, recommended by Oshimi Shuzo, who did series like Blood on the Tracks, Happiness, that sort of stuff, and Goto Yukiko, who is another mangaka that I do have a book of, but I haven't got into yet, but they're pretty highly regarded as well, so that's them. But this one here, which when I flick through the book itself, so it's a short story collection. Let me show the table of contents first. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 series, with one of them being the titular story. It was described as being like focused on, I guess, teenagers, kids, adolescents. Some of it did look erotic. Some of it looks horrifying, which is definitely my type of thing. And the art style is very nice. They combine a lot of different, like, you know, it flips from this sort of more realistic character design to the cartoony stuff. There's some violent things going on here, so very excited to eventually get into this. It looks crazy. This is not the only tankobon that they've done. They've done a couple of others, so I most likely will pick up the others once I finish this. And it's not that hard to find. It's published very recently, I think. This one was 2022. They've released some stuff after as well. So yeah, that was Please God by Tomo Kobone. Short story collection. Next one we'll move on to will be this. It's not a short story collection, but it's another tankobon. City of Sands by Machida You, published in 2023. So this one, I'm trying to remember where I discovered this manga. Maybe it was just me looking around on the recently added list on Mandarake, most likely, because sometimes whenever I'm bored, I just hop on the site and just see what sort of things have been added, if any of them look like my thing. And this one here I picked up because, so I went into it blind. I don't even know what this book is about, but I really love sometimes having very spacious panels panels with a lot of white space, panels that give a lot of space to the environment, whether that is detailed or not, like this. So you see in a lot of panels, it's very simple, the backdrops. Most of the time they're white, and I really do love that. So this one looked very fitting for my tastes. So yeah, very excited to get into this and figure out what this is about. But it looks like either like a sci-fi or a fantasy story as well. But it's like oh, actually no, I do actually have the synopsis here on my screen. I just misread. I'll read it out. So this is a story about the memories and buildings of people living on a mysterious desert island. A romantic desert story from Machida You, a talented young man who is attracting a lot of attention in the manga world. They've done stuff like Holiday on Planet 9, Night, and Concrete, which I've never heard of before, but I didn't realize I copy and pasted that synopsis in there. So that's pretty cool. Can't wait to get into this one. Now let's move on to this weird book here. So very captivating cover, back and front. I remember stumbling upon this because I was just looking at self-published stuff. This is a self-published book called Whole, a Hollow Place. Ana ku bon da to ko ro. It features 4 mangaka, I believe. I think it was 4. These ones here, Leica, Chikua Emiru, and 2 others, which I've never heard of before. I was very confused when picking up this book, because when I opened it, so we've got this cool color page here, but if I flick through the stories, the art styles, they differ quite significantly. I have no information on what this could be about, but pretty much a self-published anthology with a lot of chaos in it. Very different art styles and stories throughout. So this one was published in 2010. So yeah, it's a pretty crazy book. No idea what it's about, but I have been looking at more little press self-published stuff anyway, so I think this is a good start to get into things, finding very unknown artists and figuring out everything about them, where they came from, what other books they've done. Have they published any tankobon? At this point, I'm not too sure. When I do get into it, I will definitely bring this back in a spotlight video and explain what I found about each of the manga in here. But pretty cool book overall. It's also looks just very nice sitting on a shelf just facing outwards like this. So yeah, that was Whole, a Hollow Place by well, with a couple of different authors in here. Yeah, that was cool. And the next one that we have is this one I've been meaning to get for a while, but I finally pulled the trigger. This is The Fear of the Mouth-Eyed Woman by Tatari Takayama. So unfortunately, they passed away in, I think, late 2023 or 2024. And they were a DJ, they were doing manga as well. And this here is a horror manga, but it's also got its comedic elements as well. So I haven't read this yet, but I really do love the very shoujo-esque eyes that he puts into his works, and it does look very funny. So the Japan Book Hunter video with Brian Moss, well, actually they've done a couple with Brian recently, but I'll link the specific one in the description below, because they also went through this book, and that's what got me to finally pull the trigger and buy this book for myself, because it looks amazing. And also an added bonus of all these different colored pages as well throughout. But this looks very much right up my alley in terms of both the horror elements and the comedic elements. Looks so damn good. But yeah, I can't wait to get into this, and it's a pretty big book too, Also got some very cool color panels towards the end that look like they're straight out of an anime. But rest in peace to Tatari Takayama. Very talented mangaka from what I can see here, even without reading the stories yet. They do have other works, although limited. I think maybe 1 or 2 other tankobon in general. But yeah, please pick this up. This is a really good one. Even if you don't read Japanese, like just looking at the pages, it's batshit crazy. Yeah, and also the if you haven't noticed, the what's it called? The cover art and the layout of the volume itself is very reminiscent of, you know, the Hibari and Lemon Comics horror stuff from back in the day. Because this one was published, when was it published? Well, I don't know what year that is, but I will have to check. But it wasn't published in, you know, the 70s and 80s when Hibari was doing stuff. It was published by Lead Publishing. So they sort of emulated or took inspiration from those old horror series back in the day. I've shown a couple of them off already, but I can just pull a couple out just to showcase what it looks like. Let's see. We've got one. Yeah. So you've got the same. Oh, actually, now I look at it, is it maybe continuing the series? Or I'm not too sure. Well, definitely you have the same layout. My knowledge of it was that it was like a homage to it, but it looks like it's the same series. So I will have to research and look into that more. Maybe Lead was like picking up the same series or continuing it, because my knowledge was, yeah, just like a homage and not a part of the actual series, but it maybe is a part of the actual series. So that's cool to know. Yeah, we'll look more into that, but very sweet book with a amazing color panel at the back. And now we come to the last book for today. It is the 1976 June issue of Garo with a Shinji Nagashima cover page. So I just picked this up because I wanted to make the shipping worth it with the other books. So haven't read this. I don't really have any other 76 issues, so I picked this one up because this was cheap. So I will go through briefly and flick through all the stories. Got one by Kasegawa Genpei here. This is the first time I'm opening it, by the way, as well. Also we've got some references to other characters. Norakuro, this is what is their name? That pre-war character, I forgot. Off the top of my head, I forgot their name, but I know who they are. So we've got that story there. Let's see who else. Oops, got some nude photography. Don't know who this is. Not sure who this is either. Kazuhiro Watanabe, I believe. Yeah, Heta Uma mangaka. Ko Shintaro. I think this is Kawasaki Yukio. Yep. It's either Ryuzan Aki or no, Iwamoto Kyusoku. I sometimes get them mixed up. Oh, you've also got a Ryuzan Aki one right after. There we go. This one I'm not too sure of, but very detailed. Cool stuff. Not sure who this is either. Whoa. That's a sick car. Looks very hard-boiled. Drama, violence, action. What have we got here? Not too sure of this one either. And I believe that is a Shinji Nagashima series as well. So that was that Garo issue. Just pick that one up again, yeah, to make the shipping worth it for all of these books. But that was the manga haul for today, not this one here, but all of these ones. So yeah, a pretty good assortment of manga overall. So hope you guys have enjoyed this one. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.